Time out, time out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come on over and huddle up. Hi, welcome to your video on how to lead games. I'm Bill Michaelis, Professor of Recreation and Leisure Studies at San Francisco State University and Director of Children Together, an international play event and leadership training organization. Over the last 25 years, we've led hundreds of games with kids and with play leaders like you. And what we'd like to share with you over this next half an hour is what we call the fundamentals of play leadership, the fundamentals of leading games, the basics that go into providing a positive, playful, emotional experience for people. And that's really what we're doing. We're helping people have fun, laugh, and grow through the games that we're sharing with them. And a well-led game is a great opportunity for people to develop their creativity and expressiveness, for them to learn pro-social behaviors like cooperation and healthy competition, to get them physically moving and learn physical skills, solve problems, and challenge themselves. There's a lot going on there. As a play leader, your job is important. What you do and how you do it really can make a difference in building people's self-esteem. What a fun responsibility and how lucky people are to have you as a leader. So whether you're an old pro and have led a lot of different games, or whether you've never led a game before, whether you're going to lead a simple game like Simon Says, or a more complex sport-like activity like Frisbee baseball, we think there's something in this video that you can use right away. So relax, take a deep breath, and remember Bill's first two rules. First, you're supposed to have fun too, right? In fact, some of you actually get paid to play, don't you? And the second rule is that you don't have to be perfect. If things don't go exactly the way you planned, and you have an attitude that you can laugh at yourself, that you can learn from each experience, and that you can step back and fine-tune the game, maybe with the help of the players, you're always going to get better. So now let's get into it. Let's play a game. Are you ready for that?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we want to begin, before we play any game, we want to begin with the fundamentals. If you forget everything else in this tape, remember safety and enthusiasm. You first got to pick a game that you can get excited about and convey that to the players, and a game that will get maximum involvement. We call that a MAP, have a maximum activity plan. All right? And the game I want to pick is the famous Australian game, Down Under. All right? But before we play that, what I'd like you to do is come over here and join me. We're going to do a little inspection of the field to make sure that the field is safe from any physical hazards. So come on, let's line up. I want to get all of you involved in doing that. And we're going to be looking out for things like gopher holes and sprinkler heads. And I want to get all of you involved because that's going to raise all of our safety consciousness up. And I've still got the ultimate responsibility, but let's kind of take a good look. Oh, if you find anything, either pick it up or let us know so we can make this field as physically safe as possible. We really want kids to be able to feel, or adults to be able to feel as free to play without having to worry about getting physically injured. So the field's in pretty good shape? Yeah. Okay, well let's get on with the game. Big Bill, you want to grab the other end of this rope? And if we'd get everybody else coming over to this side of the play area, that would be great. In addition to making sure things are physically safe, it's always important to invest some time in doing a few activities that will build a positive group process, build positive emotional safety. So some activities where people can cooperate, some name games, some mixers, some icebreakers. So you really help set the tone for people trying a lot of other different kinds of things. So you just need to make it underneath the rope right now. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to jump the rope. You don't have to do double dutch. Just got to make it underneath. So go for it. Look out, look out! Okay. As a leader, you really start to show some of that enthusiasm too, because it's very contagious. It's very contagious. Good job, good. Good. Now, what I'd like you to do is to be able to, when I say go, what I'd like you to do is to be able to get a partner. And my partner rule is really simple. I don't want anybody left out. We want everybody included. So if you don't get a partner in 2 seconds, give the gift of yourself to a group of two. So you could be in twos or threes. I don't want anybody going, what if no one picks me? Okay, ready? Get a partner. Good. Okay. Remember, you can be in threes. Threes is all right. All right, now we're going to try and make it underneath the rope. Turn to your partner right now and just say, I'll take care of you. All right. So now give each other a good signal. You're going to make it underneath the rope right now with your partner, taking good care of them. Good, good job, good job. And as a leader, you want to also coach for effort. You want to coach for effort and give a lot of enthusiasm in your... Good, oh! Oh, we didn't have to be perfect though, right? We didn't have to be perfect. Good job, there you go. Be brave now, be brave. Okay, good, good job. All right, way to go, way to go. Oh, look out! Oh. It's okay, you didn't have to be perfect, right? You didn't have to be perfect, good job. Okay, great. Excellent. I like the way you all supported each other there too. So look for that opportunity as a leader too, to be able to say, you know, you did a good job supporting each other. So how about in fours? Let's go for fours right now. Give each other a good signal. Have good communication. Give each other a good signal. So this really helps build a sense of positive group process. Good job, nice. So we start to get some connection. Good. Excellent. Okay, you think we could do everybody? I think we could too. Remember, put out your enthusiasm, because if you build it, they will come. If you put out, oh, I don't think I like this game, that's what you'll get back. All right, but if you put out a positive thing, it's going to come back to you full circle. So let's see if we can all get connected. This last one, talk to each other. And we're coming on through. It's going to talk to each other. You got a good signal?
1, 2, 3.
Woo! All right, excellent. Everybody give yourself a good round of applause. That was excellent. Okay, great. Another activity that we could do to help make connections with people would be a game called cooperative rock, paper, scissors. So I'd like you to get a different partner right now. Show me that you've got that different partner by holding that partner's hand up. Ready, set, go. In this game we have 3 different symbols. We have a rock, we have paper, and we've got scissors. But in this game with your partner, what I'd like you to do is to be able to make a match. So Mike, can I just demonstrate here with you? And so what we'd be doing is we go 1, 2, 3, and let's see, I had a rock and he had a scissors. We didn't have a match, but we'll try and make a match if we can. Okay, we still had a rock and a scissors. Okay.
Stubborn.
Okay, Mike, maybe we should both throw scissors just for demonstration purposes. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Wow, we had a match. Great. So we're going to celebrate that just a little bit by saying we did it. Okay, so grab your partner's hand right now and just practice the we did it part. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
We did it!
Okay, if you've done it in 2s, go for 4s. Now once you get it beyond 4s, it gets a little more challenging. But you could start to give each other hints. You really could give each other hints, like you could go, I hope you get it right. Okay? All right, so go for it. Hey, come on over here. You guys want to play another game?
Yeah.
Come on over here. All right. What I'd like you to do is to be able to get into a group of 4s right now. What we're going to do is we're going to continue building the energy. I want to keep building that sense of group. We're going to add a little bit of challenge. I'd like to urge you to continue to pay attention to building a positive group dynamic by doing the icebreakers, mixers, name games, and cooperative activities throughout your play sessions, because that will pay off in building positive emotional safety. Especially when you're going to do competitive activities, people will feel much more comfortable with each other. They'll know each other, and the whole atmosphere will be much more positive. Right now, we'll look at a little bit of ways of making teams in a positive way. So I'd like you to be in a group of 4s and decide one of you is north, one of you is south, one of you is east, and one of you is west. Okay, ready, go ahead. All right, everybody who has decided that they're north, raise your hand. Everybody who's decided that they're south, raise your hand. East. West? All right, now I'd like all of the people who are north to come over here and to stand in a shoulder-to-shoulder line right here. All the people who are south, I'd like you to come right over here and to stand in a shoulder-to-shoulder line. All the people who are east stand in a shoulder-to-shoulder line right here, and all the west people in a shoulder-to-shoulder line right over here. Now I want you to note that we just selected 4 teams without anybody being left out or picked last. We'll say more a little bit later about other ways to be able to pick teams in a very healthy way. It's so critical for emotional safety. We're about building people up and making people feel comfortable, not about tearing them down or making them feel like, you know, maybe nobody wanted me on that squad. The other thing I wanted you to notice is just the specific language. Ask people to stand in a shoulder-to-shoulder line, give them a visual about where you want them to be, and be very, very specific in your language, if that's possible. All right, we're going to walk through the Dada sequence right now, the famous Dada sequence, which if you use this sequence, every time you lead a game, get in the habit of doing that, you'll find that your game leadership will be absolutely effective. Dada stands for describe, demonstrate, ask if there are any questions, do it, and adapt it. D-D-A-D-A. All right? So first, I want to describe what the object of the game is. The object of the game is to be able to line your entire team up in the same order that you're in and in the same point of reference in relation to me. And what I mean by that is that I'm going to stand in the middle here, and my front will always be facing Susan's team. My back is always going to face this team, my left arm is always going to face this team, and my right arm is always going to face this team. So that's the object. And the team that gets there first is going to let me know that they got there first by grabbing their hands together, throwing them up in the air, and saying, "We did it." Okay, we had some practice on "we did it" before, so we should be really good at that. In fact, let's just practice "we did it" one more time. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
We did it!
All right. So we got to keep generating that enthusiasm as a leader. Now, the first part, describe the game. We just described the game, but I also had you in formation. It's important if you're going to be doing a circle game to have people in the circle, or if you're going to be doing a game that's in a square formation, to have them in the square. Have people in the square. So now we've done the description, let's do a slow-mo demonstration. It's always good to do practice rounds or slow motion demonstrations. So if I went like this, what would you do? Quick lineup.
We did it!
All right, very good. We'll try one more. This is really the true test to see if you're really paying attention. You ready? Don't go until I say quick lineup. Quick lineup.
We did it!
All right, I think we're ready. Before we start going full speed, I'd like to ask if anybody here has any questions about the game.
Yeah, quick question. Is it right if we hold hands while we're running around?
Well, I think it's a really excellent question, and let's just say for this round, the first couple of rounds, that we don't hold hands. When you do get your whole team together, grab hands, throw your hands up in the air, and say, "We did it." All right? Okay, so how does that sound? Now, the important thing about questions is not to take too many questions. You can take a couple, 3 questions, and then get on with it. We got to get to that last D, which is do it, because everybody's kind of waiting around to be able to play the game. If you need to, do another demonstration, take it back a couple of steps if you need to, but get on with it, okay, because people want to get into the game. So are we ready to play?
Yeah!
I think we are. Okay, I'm ready to play too, okay? Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Quick lineup.
We did it!
Okay, be careful because things could get very unpredictable here. All right. Quick lineup.
We did it!
All right, let's give everybody a good hand for all their good efforts. Good. Remember, we want to coach for effort, not just results. And so this team that finished 4th, which I don't even know what team it was. We really want to be able to just look if people were having a good time, if they were laughing, if they were smiling, and really reinforce that. And we also, by doing that, just kind of running in different directions, we're really showing that we're not taking it all too seriously. We're kind of goofing with it just a little bit and keeping that spirit going. So the last part of the Dada sequence is adapted, the A part. You adapt for a lot of different reasons. You can adapt for novelty, that is, you can change the name of the game. in relation to a theme or a holiday that might be happening. You can adapt for safety if you need to slow things down, if you need to spread the boundaries out a little bit more, if you need to add a few more taggers. In any kind of activity, you can adapt to pay attention to safety principles. You can adapt because you want to be more inclusive. You want to include people of all kinds of different abilities and make sure that that happens. So, for example, if we had someone in a wheelchair who wanted to play with us in this game, how might we adapt the activity?
Slow the game down.
We could slow it down. We might change the way we move. We don't want to slow it down and patronize anybody. We still want it challenging for everybody. But we might all walk this way, or we might all hop. We might just change the way we move. So the last part, adapt it, is very, very important. And I like to adapt this activity right now for our closing round. And our closing round is a slow motion round. And this is a slow race. So instead of going very fast, you have to go slowly. Does everyone understand?
Yeah.
Okay. When I say slow lineup, you go very slowly. When you get in line, you will grab hands, and what will you say? We did it. Okay, are you ready? Slow line up. All right, everybody give yourself a good hand for doing such a good job. So in summary then, the Dada principle, we're looking at D-D-A-D-A. Describe the activity. Demonstrate the activity. Ask if there are any questions. Do it. And then adapt it. In that sequence, if you use that sequence, that will serve you very, very well each time you use it. It will make you more effective as a games leader, and it'll create big fun for everybody, including you. Okay, come in really close and touch Bill, or touch someone who's touching Bill. We're going to play a game now called Terminator Tag, but you could adapt the fantasy to any popular culture thing that might be happening out there related to the age group of the group that you're working with, or anything that might be happening that you think might be appropriate to make the game a little more rich, might make it live a little bit more. So I could start talking about this as like Terminator Tag and really have a bad accent, you know, I could do that. Or we could call it Mr. Freeze. So I think today we'll call it Mr. Freeze, but also Ms. Freeze, all right? Now, as we play this game, what I want you all to observe is the Dada principle as we go through it in action, the fundamentals that we talked about, safety and enthusiasm, right? Are we talking about the fundamentals here?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, and the MAP principle, the maximum activity plan. So we get everybody involved, okay? So right here, come in and touch Bill again. All right, in this game, what's going to happen is I'm going to try to freeze you. Mr. Freeze will try to freeze you. You will run away and be very, very afraid. Is this correct?
Yeah.
Okay, that's right, all right. If I touch you, for example, if I'm running after Michael right now and I touch him below the shoulders, like this, he is frozen. But he can yell for help. Help! Help! Okay, and if two people see him yelling help and they are not frozen, right here are two people, they could give a double high five over the head, just like that. And he would be unfrozen. Now the reason I said below the shoulders was because of safety, right? And we wanted to also get that storytelling thing going because that helps generate the enthusiasm. Now we've just described and demonstrated the game, and I'd like to know if there are any questions right now. Person is frozen by being tagged below the shoulders, unfrozen by the double high five over the head. Does anybody have any questions? Yes. Or what if you're not tall enough? I think that's a great question. What could we do? How about if we do maybe the high five around the side? Would that work okay?
Yeah.
Okay, that was a great question. So we just asked if there were any questions. I think we should do it right now. I'd like to know who would like to be our first Ms. Fries, for example. Oh, right here, good idea. All right, but before we get going, let me see if everybody can get really, really pumped up for this game. Ready? 1, 2, 3. All right, we're looking really pumped now. Okay. All right, now, stay inside the boundaries or you are frozen forever. Are you ready?
Yeah.
On your mark?
Yep.
Get set, go. All right, time out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Once we've gotten the energy going in a game, there are times that we're going to really want to focus it. We're going to want to focus it for safety reasons. And by screaming, the kids get a little louder or your group gets a little louder, you get a little louder, you'll lose your voice. So at least bring people in close enough. And what we want to do is be able to develop a few tension getters, ways to have positive control without talking like the Godfather at the end of the day. So, hey, you know what I'm talking about? So, one that we already just did was 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's try that again. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This way you get the whole group involved in focusing the attention. Another one that we use a lot of times is called dan 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 dan. And if I went dan 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 dan, what would you do? Okay, let's try that. Dan 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 dan. Again, the whole group helps focus the energy, and it's still done relatively playfully, but it accomplishes people getting quiet, focused, listening for the next set of directions, etc. One that we use with little guys a lot of times, little guys and gals, is we'll ask you to put your arms down like this, take a nice deep breath, bring your arms up, come down and go shh. Now we're ready to listen. Come in a little closer. We can also use whispering. At the very least, sit people down if you need to. Bring them in close enough so you don't have to muscle your leadership. There are a whole lot of other ways to be able to focus attention. We have silent signals, for example. If I put my hand up like this, could you put your hand up like this? This could be like the deer, might be the coyote. The ears are up, the mouth is closed, and I'm looking around for the next set of directions. Now, will all of these work all of the time? Absolutely not. But the idea is if you build them into your program as a ritual and develop some of your own, that what you'll do is you'll make your leadership more effective and you'll have more fun and you won't scream as much and they'll have more of a connection with people. All right, we're going to play another round right now of Mr. Freeze. And Ms. Freeze, are you ready maybe perhaps to hand the sword over to another person, maybe a male person? Because when kids are playing sometimes, they'll always give the sword to their buddy and guys will give the sword to guys. So it's important to mix it up a little bit. So who's going to be our Mr. Freeze for the next round? Oh, right here, okay. Are you ready? Are you brave enough?
Yeah.
On your mark, get set, go.
Help, help.
Dan, 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 dan. Dan, 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 dan. All right, hands up. There's a whole lot of other ways that we can use rituals in addition to our attention getters. Ways that we can reinforce positive play, reinforce when people are out there having a good time, having them congratulate each other, having them congratulate themselves. So everybody give yourself a good round of applause right now. Here we go, good job. Okay. But we really could give ourselves a round of applause too, couldn't we? Or we could give ourselves a big hand. A big hand with feeling. Right? We could actually take our right hand, put it up in the air, and we could put it on our left shoulder. We could lift it up, put it on our left shoulder, and kind of give ourselves a good pat on the back. Or we could give ourselves a seal of approval. All right? In finishing that last round, we could come back and review the the last A in Dada, which stood for adapt. What would be a couple of ways that we could have adapted that last round?
We can move in the boundaries.
We could move the boundaries in. Again, if somebody's out there, I can't catch anybody, they're about to die. By bringing those boundaries in, we adjust it so we keep the balance between the fun and the challenge. What would be another way that we might be able to adapt the game?
We can use 2 taggers.
We could use 2 swords or 2 taggers. That would be an excellent idea. Suppose we had really big boundaries out there. Remember, a good game, you should not really know the exact outcome. It shouldn't be too hard, but it shouldn't be too easy. I should almost get away, but I almost might get caught. One other thing. We just finished that round. How many people were still alive, were not frozen? How many people were not? Can we give a good hand for those people who were not frozen? How many people were frozen right away or frozen for a long period of time? Okay, here's a good hand right over here. We don't always have to end the game when there's just one person left. Sometimes by ending it when there's 3 or 4 people, we give the message that we're just playing for the fun of it. And we got 4 winners, and we can play another round. So that's one of the things that we can wind up doing. And we, again, that message that we're just playing for the fun of it is so, so critical, because we're not just leading games. That's just our vehicle. What we're doing is working with people to provide a positive emotional experience. So how are we doing? Doing okay? Time to sit for a little bit?
Yeah.
All right. One of the things that we're going to do now is bring the energy down a little bit and play a game that's a little more quiet. If you're watching your group, or if you're playing with your group, you'll get a sense of that. Or you can ask them, do they want to keep the energy going in a real high direction, or is it time just to bring it down just a little bit? And this is a game called Who's the Boss? And it's a very, very old game, but it really illustrates a very, very important principle that we've been talking about. And the game goes like this. It's very, very simple. The object is to be able to guess who the boss is. And if I was the boss, for example, and I started going like this, you would be doing that. And the object of the game is to be able to guess who the leader was. And if I changed to this, then you would also change. And what I'd like to do that's a little bit different, and we'll just kind of relax here just a little bit. What I'd like to do that's a little bit different is I'd like to have a team of guessers go out and guess who the boss might be, to try and guess who the boss might be. And I'll be the first, one of the first people who is part of the guessing team, and I'd like to have another person who would feel like they're a pretty good guesser who would want to be part of my guessing team. Is there somebody who would want to be part of my guessing team? How about you, Susan? Okay. The 2 of us will go back here, we'll hide our ears and our eyes. You pick a boss, and we'll come back and work together and see if we can identify who that leader might be. How should we work together?
Okay, you take the left side and I'll take the
Okay,
right side.
good
And
idea.
then you eyeball to me who you think it is, and I'll tell you who I think it is.
And we can huddle.
Okay.
Come back, we're going to work together. We don't have to guess right away. We can even huddle a little bit and see if we can identify who the leader might be. I think it's over by Annalise. Let's watch just a little bit longer. We'll watch just a little longer. Yeah? Why don't you guess it? My great teammate here.
I think it's Jenny.
All right. Well, let's give Jenny a good hand for being a good leader, and a good hand for you being good followers. But let me ask you, in this game, we had 2 guessers. Why did we have that second guesser? For some support, for some emotional safety. And every game that we play, every game that we lead has a safety issue. In our last game, I asked Mike why we had to hit below the shoulders. And the reason we had to hit below the shoulders was for safety. And we reinforced that as a physical safety issue. In this game, we had an emotional safety issue, because sometimes you have a kid who's out there, their self-esteem is a little bit low, and they go, is it you? Is it you? Is it you? Where is their self-esteem going? It's really going down. We could always make it harder. If you had a bigger group, we could have 3 guessers or 4 guessers. So again, every game has got some safety issues to it, whether it's physical safety or whether it's emotional safety. And paying attention to that is a critical part of being an effective games leader. because we're trying to be responsive to people. A lot of times when you're leading games, you'll be asked to make two teams. There's very good ways, healthy and supportive ways to do that, and there are ways that are not so healthy. When we pick captains, for example, there's always somebody who's picked last, and that's usually the person who needs the most lifting up. So what I'd like you to do right now is for you to get a partner who's at least as good looking and as intelligent as you are in the next 2 seconds. Ready? Go. Hey! Okay, and hold your partner's hand up so I know that you got a partner. Okay? And what I'd like you to do is have one of the partners sit down and one of you stay standing. One sit and one stay standing. Okay? And Lydia, why don't you stay right over here with me? Okay? And the sitting group, what I'd like to do is have the sitting group come on over here and stand right next to me, and the standing group go right out and stand over on the rope line that's over there. What we did was just divide into two even teams without anybody being left out, without anybody being picked last. There's lots of other ways to be able to do that. You could pick people born in the first 6 months of the year, people born in the second 6 months of the year, people born in the first half of the alphabet, second half of the alphabet. Lots of other different ways to do that. The idea is to do it quickly, arbitrarily, and even if it doesn't come out exactly 50-50, you can be the general manager and make a couple of quick trades. So if you've got 60% on one squad and 40% on the other, we could make a couple of quick trades to even it out. I want to show one other very, very quick way. If everybody, just remember what team that you're on right now, okay? This is our outfield team. If everybody could go and stand, everybody could go and stand on the line. If everybody very quickly could stand on the line. Another way that we wind up picking teams is counting off by twos. And if we do that, kids we know will jump the line. They'll kind of look down the line. What would a kid do? To see if they could be on their buddy's team, right? They'd do what Michael was doing right there. What I'd like you to do right now is to count off by fours. All right, count off by fours, and we'll show you another way to make two even teams. So 1,
1, 2, 3,
4, 1,
2, 3, 4,
1,
2,
3.
great. I'd like now the 1s and 2s to come and be on my team right over here. And we'll have the 3s and 4s be over there on that team. And what we've done is divide the group into two even teams, but separated out buddies sometimes. And it's good to have buddies play together on a squad, but just like with our partners and say goodbye technique, this technique also is a way to mix things up socially, and it really does help in social development. So go back to your original teams that you're on. Go back to your original teams that you're on, and we'll demonstrate this game right now. This is a great game called Frisbee baseball. It has tremendous sport-like qualities, but also the opportunity for success for people with a wide range of abilities. And in this game, what we're going to do is we have to throw the Frisbee and keep it within the right and left field boundary lines, and it has to pass that rope that's strung out between first and third. And otherwise, it's played pretty much like baseball. If I throw it like this and you catch it on a fly, excellent, I'd be out of there, okay? If I throw it and it makes it past that line, I'm starting to run towards first base. Somebody may be over there at first base, picks up the Frisbee, gets it. He either tag the base or he could tag me, just like in any regular baseball game. I teach the kids a whole lot of different ways to have success experiences. If a kid can't throw it past the line, we could even bring the line in, but they could throw it in weird ways. We could have big Frisbees, little Frisbees. We could have a wide range of opportunities for them to get a fair ball. Okay, so what we'd like to do right now is to be able to play a round or two, and we're going to have a special rule. The rule is 3 outs or 3 minutes, whichever occurs first. All right? And so we got the team up right now. Do I have a timing person on this team? Okay, when I say go, the timing person's going to have to do it. Everybody else, spread yourself out a little bit. Play the positions that you're playing. Are you all ready? Give it a toss. Up, out of there. Okay, 1 out. Deep to left field. He's out of there. Okay. Good hit, good hit, good hit. Oh, it's way, what a shot. Deep center field. That relay's coming in. Serious business, serious business. 3 outs, okay, 3 outs, and come on in, huddle up. So we play lots of innings. Sometimes we could play 5 outs or 5 minutes, whichever occurs first. Why do we play the 3 outs or 3-minute rule? Everybody gets to play. What else?
Emotional safety.
Emotional safety. If you get lots of ups, keep the game moving, people are going to be more motivated. I got a chance to get a hit. I'm going to be up a whole bunch of times. Okay? And then teaching kids those little strategies of strange ways to throw it, etc. It really is a game that, again, kids can relate to, people can relate to. We played this with all different age groups. And at the same time, they've got a good opportunity for some success. The other thing is that kids a lot of times will spend a whole lot of time just arguing about who's going to be up first and second and third and all the rest. And all you need to do is say to them is say, you know, you only got 2.5 minutes left. And it's amazing how fast they get their act together. They really get their act together very, very quickly. So I play that rule when I play with kickball, when I play any baseball-like game. You can play that rule and modify it accordingly to keep it moving. Did everybody have fun today?
Yeah.
You know, I had fun playing with you also. Your job is important. People are lucky to be able to have you as a play leader, and play is a very, very powerful force. I just want you to remember as you go out and lead games to remember Bill's first 2 rules. Number 1, you're supposed to have fun too, right? Number 2, you don't have to be perfect. Modify things if things don't go exactly the way you originally planned. Don't forget to apply the fundamentals. Safety, both physical and psychological, and enthusiasm. Use good attention getters, good team dividers, good rituals for reinforcing positive play, pats on the back, high fives. Have a map, have a maximum activity program that keeps everybody involved and empowered. Really ask people for their ideas, their ways to change games. Don't forget to use the Dada. Describe, demonstrate, ask for questions, do it, and adapt it. Most of all, keep it in the fun zone. Keep enough challenge, but keep it in the fun zone, because play and fun and laughter are powerful forces. So we'd like to close our day right now just by turning to the person next to you right now and just give them a leaping double high five, if you would be so kind. 1, 2, yeah, all right.
Yeah.
All right, and then come together in this circle right here. At the end of the day, whether we played competitively or cooperatively, I think it's real important to bring a group together and just reaffirm the fact that we were playing together, we were laughing together, we were having a good time, we were learning things together. So I'd like us just to pick our arms up in the air right now, put them back down on the shoulders, pick them back up in the air, put them back down on the shoulders, kind of look around at all these good smiling faces, give everybody a good pat on the back for such a great job. Thank you all very, very much. Keep having fun.
Yeah.
Go get them.
Yeah.
All right, well done, well done.